NFL Daily is presented by Panda Sups. If you're looking to get back into shape, Panda Sups is the place to go. Go to pandasups.com and use promo code CHAT at checkout. Help you save 30%. So why would somebody use Panda Sups? Quarantine's been kicking my butt. I've been trying to get back into shape. Absolutely love their new Tropics, and I'll talk about their products coming up here in just a little bit. So let's dive in now to the latest NFL news and rumors. And the first player we got to talk about is, it's Derrick Henry, who has agreed to a 4-year, $50 million deal. So the man gets the bag, $25.5 million guaranteed on his contract. And I talked about it a few days ago, what I thought Henry could get. I actually think this is a little bit low, but when you look at the juncture of how the running back market has kind of shifted, it doesn't really surprise me that Henry does end up getting this kind of money. So he led the league in rushing in 2019, 1,540 yards, had the 16 touchdowns, and was, let me just get this clear, the main reason why the Titans beat the Baltimore Ravens. He was the main reason why they ended up beating the New England Patriots as well. So Henry has been a very fun player. I'm excited that he's going to end up staying here in Tennessee. But the fact that he, coming off the year that he did only get $50 million, it makes me wonder what some other running backs are going to end up getting here in the future. So I see Antonia David Yenny says money. A lot of people type in money. I think money is a very solid one-word reaction. So what I want to know is this. What's your one-word reaction to Derrick Henry's 4-year, $50 million deal? Remember, $25.5 million is guaranteed. So originally, the Titans were going to franchise tag Henry where he would have made a fraction of that, $10.3 million. They said, you know what? No, we want to keep you around for a little bit longer. We're going to keep you around for 4 years. So somebody said cheese. Somebody said wow, low, question mark, bagged. Money has been thrown in there. Trash, okay. Overpaid, interesting. Trash Monday, oh boy, bagged. I don't really think that he's overpaid. I do think that paying a running back is maybe not the route I would go. And sure, he is a little bit one-dimensional. But I mean, the way the Tennessee Titans operate, they run their entire offense through Derrick Henry, through play action. And if you want to see the best out of guys like Ryan Tannehill, who you just paid 4 years, $128 million, I like that both of those players got 4-year deals. It really kind of lets you see the shift this team's going to be headed forward. So give me your one-word reaction to Derrick Henry's 4-year, $50 million deal. Let's talk about Dak Prescott and the latest around him. So they did not reach a long-term deal, which basically means Dak Prescott, $31.4 million is what he's going to play under this season. What does it also mean? We're probably going to get to talk about Dak Prescott and the future with him and the Dallas Cowboys for a very, very long time. So now the fact that they didn't end up doing this, I'm kind of surprised because of the way that the Cowboys have been able to handle this. Also, I'm not really surprised because between you and me and between the people that do watch our shows very frequently, I've never really been a big fan of paying Dak Prescott, Russell Wilson type money. But with the Cowboys tagging him now, the real question goes, what's going to happen with him next year? Because if the Cowboys end up tagging Dak next year with the way that the salary cap is looking like right now, you know, you're probably going to have to pay him then next year $38 million. And if you want to tag him again, you know, you're dealing with a Kirk Cousins situation, which I don't really think anybody wants at this moment. So I'm going to show you the highest paid quarterbacks per year. And yes, Patrick Mahomes just signed his crazy 10-year deal, $450 million, can make up to $503. But Dak and his team was kind of looking around for the Russell Wilson type money. And the reason why is because he deserves to make more money than Jared Goff. He 100% does. I do think he deserves to make more money than Ben Roethlisberger. But for him, he was looking for just something a little bit more. There was reports that, you know, he wasn't exactly happy about just $100 million guarantee. He wanted to be up a little bit over $35 million. For him, Cowboys, they couldn't quite get a deal done. So the multi-million dollar question here is, who's to blame? Is it Dak type D or type C for the Cowboys, or you can type DC for, you know, Dak and the Cowboys? Because it does surprise me in today's NFL that you see deals all the time happen, right? Like, if you want to get a player, you can end up making it happen. The Chiefs did that. The Chiefs are like, you know what, we're going to get a deal totally different than anyone's ever seen because Patrick Mahomes is our guy. Do I think Dak Prescott is Patrick Mahomes? Absolutely not. But if Dak Prescott is your guy, and that's the player you want leading your team, you get the deal done. The Cowboys have paid Amari Cooper. They've paid Ezekiel Elliott. They've paid DeMarcus Lawrence. They paid, Jalen Smith. they've paid players that they want to keep around. So to me, it almost tells me that, hey, you don't want to go out and pay Dak Prescott. So D for Dak or C for Cowboys. He wasn't the only player, though, that ended up not getting a long-term deal. Shaq Barrett has been tagged now by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Bud Dupree for the Steelers. A.J. Green is another one. He's going to make $17.8 million. Anthony Harris for the Minnesota Vikings. The only two players that weren't, I guess, signed before the deadline were A.J. Green and the other player that you're about to see on screen, Yannick Ngakoue. So it'll be really interesting to see what exactly happens around Ngakoue and A.J. Green. And don't go anywhere. We'll dive into a little bit more around Yannick here in just a sec. Some more players. Justin Simmons, Joe Thuney, Leonard Williams, and then, we're just going to throw in Kenyon Drake. Kenyon Drake's transition tag actually he didn't have a deadline today, but you know what? We know we have a lot of Cardinals fans, Bosco gamers watching as well, so hey, we did it for you. He was a part of the transition tag, but the fact that Dak Prescott didn't get it done, the fact that Yannick Ngakoue, yeah, we'll dive into him in just a second. But before I do want you to hit that subscribe button. So we are the most interactive YouTube channel, and we like to talk sports. And also, I think that we do a pretty good job here. So I see Hellwit Brown's a subscriber. David Renneria, I know you are as well. If you aren't already subscribed to our channel, please do. Hit that sub button. It is 100% free. We do daily videos. I think if we do like 6-7 videos every single day, our team here works really hard. So we would appreciate if you hit that sub button. And I mean, come on. You don't see ESPN. You don't see all these other people talking to you. We're here. We're talking to you. Hit that sub button. Let's now dive into the latest around Yannick Ngakoue. And this one is pretty interesting. So obviously he didn't get a deal done with the Jags, and he has really kind of gone back and forth. But the report before we kind of went on today's show was that he's already begun talking with other teams, trying to hope to be able to find a new deal. So Yannick Ngakoue has kind of been his best agent, if you will, and the reason why the deal hasn't gotten done yet, the Jags, they don't really want to trade him, and they don't want to trade him for low because they're like, wait a minute, we have a very, very good young player, and we don't really want to get rid of him. So Yannick continues to be, we'll say, difficult, but at the same time, if you don't want to play for somebody, I don't totally disagree with it, but he's not the first player that said, I don't want to play for the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I'm sure he's not going to be the last. So Yannick still could potentially go on, and if you guys are curious on some potential destinations for Yannick, we've also created videos around him as well because he's only 25 years old, and I've been a believer for a long time that he is going to end up getting traded. So if you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, maybe this video would help you do that. So one of the reasons why we always tell you to subscribe is so that you don't miss videos because they'll be sent right to your phone. This one was put out about a week ago. We do still believe that Yannick could end up getting traded, but if you're curious about which teams could end up actually pulling the trigger, we already created a video for you. So if you haven't yet, please, please, please hit that sub button. So today's show is presented by Panda Subs. I've used this company now for about 2 months, and I used them over on my Raiders show, and I was like, you know what? The entire NFL world needs to hear about these guys. So they do high-quality vitamins, but one of the products that I absolutely love is the Sleep Aid, right? So for those of you out there that need to get a better night's sleep, this is a product to help you do that. Why is that important? Because you don't want to show up to work being grumpy, and you don't want to show up to work being all groggy. It's not going to help you get your work done. But 30% off at pandasubs.com when you use promo code CHAT at checkout. So it goes from being $49.99 to $31.50. So we're just trying to help you out as much as humanly possible. Get a better night's sleep. Maybe you got kids. Maybe you can kind of get through that as well. But sweet lemon tea is the flavor. It's very, very high quality. And also, that's one of the reasons why we are recommending these products. Very, very high quality from Panda Sup. So please go check them out. It'll be in the description. It'll be in the comments. And yes, I use the products all the time, as you can see here on screen. And we'll talk about this one, Nootropics, in just a little bit. I'll keep it moving here. So Kenny Stills was arrested on Tuesday, but before everyone starts freaking out and jumping to conclusions, he was arrested in Louisville for felony charge after participating in a protest at the home of Kentucky's Attorney General. So he was basically booked close to midnight last night, and he was protesting the death of Breonna Taylor. And for those of you that don't know the death of Breonna Taylor, I encourage you to go on Twitter, go on Google, go on the news because, yeah, you guys know the story. So one of 87 people were arrested, and one of those was Kenny Stills. Stills has been a player that's been very, very vocal about his stance in the Black Lives Matter movement. He's also been very vocal in his stance in this whole Breonna Taylor situation as well. So he was charged with intimidating a participant in the legal process, but as you can see, he was one of 87 people arrested. And I'm going to be honest with you, I don't really think that he did anything wrong. I do think the people that broke into Breonna Taylor's house and did what they did, they deserve to be punished. So you guys can agree or disagree with me here, but did Kenny Stills do anything wrong? Give me a Y for yes, or I want you to give me an N for no. I don't think there's any problem protesting. I don't think there's anything wrong about educating people. And if the attorney needs to be educated, guess what? I would have done the exact same thing with Kenny Stills. So Y for yes, N for no. Did he do anything wrong? A guy who might have did something wrong last year, but maybe he had a good reason to do it. It's Myles Garrett, and he's getting close to signing a mega deal. So it was reported yesterday that he was closing in on a 5-year deal worth $125 million, which would include $100 million in guarantees. This would make him the highest paid defensive player in the National Football League. So the former number 1 overall pick back in 2017, he gets the bag. The reason why this is interesting is because, well, he was suspended indefinitely. He's back in the NFL now for using his helmet as a weapon against Mason Rudolph, and I don't know what Mason Rudolph said to him. There's been reports. We've made videos about it. If it's true, probably I would have swung my helmet at him as well. But the bottom line here is this. The Browns have showed that they are putting their money where their mouth is, and they are putting their full confidence in Myles Garrett. So if this deal does end up happening, he will be the highest paid defender in the league, and as you can see on screen, here are right now the top 5 highest paid defensive players in the National Football League, all of which are very, very talented. So I got this question for you. Is Myles Garrett worth 5 years, $125 million? You can see the stats to your left. Career-wise, 30.5 sacks through your first 3 years. That's pretty good, especially considering what the Cleveland Browns have been. Sorry, Browns fans out there. So let me know. 1 for yes, or you think that he's been a little bit overpaid? I want you to type your 2 for no. So Brian Cowart says no. Lenny the Cool says no. I also see Jake F. He says yes, NVD money. He's typing yes as well. So continue to let me know. 1 for yes or 2 for no. Something that is worth every single penny in a product that I'm telling you what, I use it every single day. It's Nootropics. Why would somebody use Nootropics? It's going to give you focus. It's going to help you remember things at work. Heck, if you're a student, you're trying to study for a test, take this scoop right before. Go to pandasups.com and use code CHAT at checkout. It's going to be able to help you save 30%. A lot healthier than energy drinks, even better for you than coffee, and there's more caffeine in it than coffee. So that's why you should go out and try Nootropics. All right, I'm also going to talk about Chris Jones because this is going to be a little bit quick here because I want to basically compare Chris Jones and Myles Garrett. So Jones, 4-year, $80 million deal. He got the bag. So when you look at Jones's stats, okay, what I want you to think about when you watch every single Chat Sports show is, would I take this guy, would I take that guy? Because that's what makes sports fun, is having adult conversations, whether with me or with the other people in the comment section. Chris Jones, very talented. Myles Garrett, very talented. It's why both of those players have made a lot of money, and at some point I would love to make half of what they make. But Myles Garrett type MG or Chris Jones type CJ, who do you think is the better football player? And if you want to know what I think, guess what? I'll just tell you. I think that it is MG. I think Myles Garrett is the better player. I think he plays the more important position. But Chris Jones at defensive tackle, he's nothing to sleep on. One player who I shouldn't even say love, but I love the fact that he's making a big deal about this. He says that he's motivated because Madden 21 rated him only in 87 overall. And he was upset that he didn't crack the top 10 running backs. And he basically was like, I'm not mad, I'm motivated, but Le'Veon, I'm sorry, by you putting out this statement here in these tweets, that tells me what? That you were a little bit salty over the fact that you weren't rated as a top 10 running back, but am I the only one that's like, does he even deserve to be a top 10 running back? Like, I get what you did in Pittsburgh. You sat out last season, you went to the New York Jets, some of it to blame on New York Jets and Adam Gase, 100%. But in 2019, for you to get an 87 overall rating and put up these numbers, I actually think that you should find the creators of Madden 21 and thank them, because those numbers right there, and from what I saw on the field, sorry, you didn't even deserve to be an 87. So if you want to yell at me on Twitter, you can find me below. So is Le'Veon Bell a top 10 running back. Tyvon Smith has already been putting it in. No, he's not. So if you think that Bell is a top 10 back, I want you to type A for yes. If you don't think that Bell is a top 10 back, type B for no. And if you want Le'Veon Bell to see this video, I want you to share it on Twitter. So all you got to do in order to do that is click the share button underneath the video. You can at me, Mitchell Renz 365, and at Le'Veon Bell, because I want Le'Veon to know you're not a top 10 running back. So you know what, Le'Veon? I'll show you the top 10 running backs according to Madden. Christian McCaffrey, 99 overall. Breaking news, he's pretty good. Derrick Henry, 93. Oh, yeah, he just signed that 4-year, $50 million deal. Nick Chubb, second in the league last season, behind only Henry in rushing yards. Zeke, Saquon Barkley. Now let's look at 6 through 10. You have Dalvin Cook at 91. Aaron Jones coming off his season with 19 total touchdowns. Joe Mixon, Josh Jacobs looking to get better in year 2. And then Alvin Kamara, 88. If there's a running back that I think deserves to be a little salty over his rating, it's Alvin Kamara, because I think that he's a lot better than 88 overall. So what rating would y'all give Le'Veon Bell? So what I want you to do is think about, player skill rating. He was an 87. So 0 basically being he's like me, the worst player to ever step on an NFL field. Or 100, if that's even possible. I guess we should have made it 99, Christian McCaffrey. So what would his rating be for you? So I see 67, 78. Come on, let him come in here. 89 from Gold Fox. Let me get a sip of my water. 82, 62, 67, 86. I do think that those are a little bit low, but for me, I probably would have given like an 83, maybe an 84.